Hey traders, Toby here from PROEDGE Trading. We've been getting a lot of questions about manual trading and kind of how I do it and my thought process. So I was going to go over it again. We're on the 2-minute PROEDGE bars, and I have the real bars on here also. The white outline bars, those are the real bars, the real 2-minute bars. And usually our closes are white, but I made them yellow so it'd be a little easier to see. And but yeah, this is what I'm looking for with the reclaim pullback trades. And I got the ATR on here. I'll tell you why here in a second. But we're on a 2-minute bar, so we're going for at least 10 points. Usually you can get more, but at least 10. And what we're looking for is a few bars to pull away from the edge band, a few of the actual PROEDGE bars to pull away from the edge band, to gap it and come back in. So here's our loop, comes back in, and here's our high. And you'll be able to see that in real time really easily. So you're watching, and we always stay out of the first few, even though there's not a setup. We usually stay out of the first few. And then after this happened, who knows what's going to happen next. But here we go. Just to show you, you can see this in real time really easily. Boom, there you go. There's a pullback. That establishes this high. And you're waiting for candle to close above this high right here. There you go. There's your close right here. We're going for 10 points with a 20-point stop, or 25. It's kind of up to you. You can go the edge band, but that's getting, a lot of times that's too far. But we'll say we'll stick with 20, 25. And what I like to do is get in at least 5 points back from here, or ideally at this body. That's the ideal spot. But this is 75 to get in. Say you do the 5 points, it's 70. You'd be in on this candle. We're going for 10. You'd be in on this candle at say 70, or stop at 50-ish, whatever you're comfortable with. We're going for 10 points. That one obviously makes it. If you're going for the body, got in on this candle, pretty much no drawdown. That one makes it. The only thing you want to watch for is if you don't get in and this thing just, ramps up 20, 30 points without you, just call it, wait for the next one. You missed it. It happens. A lot of times, you don't want to get in on the top of this wick. Try to get a at least 5-point discount or to the body. And that's what I look for. And that's real conservative. You don't have to be that conservative, but it's high probability trade. And then and it keeps you out of trouble a lot of times. So we had this loop, we had this trade, we got another one right here, but obviously no follow through. So now we're short, and kind of same thing. You're watching these in real time. You definitely got the gap. Definitely short. It's red, it's red everywhere. You got some pull away from the band. Just keep watching. And there you go. There's your close, or your pullback into the band. So that establishes your low right here. You can count this candle. Sometimes the same candle that pulls back is also your low. But anywhere in this area, they're all pretty equal. And then so you're watching, and there's your close below any of these.
Buy up.
So we're going to move over. So this one, here's your close. This one you might have missed. Yeah, we're not 5 points. And this is one I was telling you about. We want to get back 5 points or to this body, and we just miss it. And you see how that thing just, goes, whatever that is, 60, 50, 60 points. And it just went without you. It's just how it goes sometimes. But and then here's we generally go from 8:30 to 10:30. Not saying I won't trade after, but let's say you did at least a little ways. You got another
Right on.
loop here, but you never have a close below here. I don't know if you ever do today. Yeah, you never did get one. But yeah, so you'd miss this
Right on.
trade. Not saying you can't get in as soon as it happens. But a lot of times you get such a pullback, and if you got a 20, 25 point stop, it might get you. So I try to get in 5 points or somewhere near this body, but this happens. It just goes without you. But even so, you would have got in a good trade for the day. I usually go for around 200 or yeah, $200, 10 points. So would have had that. It's still a good day. Another trade I like you can do is the when you have a close on a body right after a flip of the edge band. And you had one here, but I wouldn't blame you if we stay out of the first few candles anyway. And then after this big pre-market move, I'd be a little leery. This one was an insta win, obviously, but so it doesn't flip again until here. So unfortunately, it just ramped up, never gave you another chance. I only like to take the first one. Now, if you want, you can get a pullback, and you can take you can try these ones right after a pullback. So here's our pullback. Here's one right here. We're going for 10 points. Ooh, that one might have made it here, but your stop. Yeah, that one is close. It's close both ways, but that's why I only recommend the first one of a flip. So, and that's why, because those are the ones that work the best. So we get here, and you want an actual flip. So I'm gonna zoom in here. See how this light, this went from dark to light, right in here. And in real time, it might have been this one. That one would have been perfect. If we go down, uh, if this wasn't it in real time, because it's close, that would have been perfect. But let's say it wasn't. You're waiting for the next one. If that wasn't in real time to flip, we're still waiting for the first one. So that would be this one right here. Here's your body, here's your close. Get in there. And on these, you just get in. Now you can go for a discount, but generally it's pretty safe to just get in these. Um, but yeah, that one's obviously a winner. Your stop is, you can put the 20 points, you can put it behind the candle, behind the previous candle. It's kind of up to you. Kind of depends on the size of the candle also. But yeah, you're looking for a close on a body, the first one after a flip. If in real time this was it, it's perfect. If not, this one's near perfect also. So that's that. That's the two trades I really like, manual trades. And you got to be patient. You might only get one or two trades, but they're high quality trades, high probability. And if you do get stopped, you're going for 10 with a 20-ish stop. Try for another one. Maybe you got a good chance of still coming out green. And so that's manual trading. The reason I have the ATR on here is just to check if we're going to make sure it's somewhere around 20 points. We're going for 10, but generally we're going for half of the ATR. So as long as it's somewhere around 20 points, that's the only reason I had the ATR on there. I told you I would mention it. That's the way I like to manually trade. But of course, the EdgeRunner produces high quality signals. Let's take a look at those. All right, so here's the EdgeRunner with the signals turned on. Here's our first signal, but we don't really start till 8:36, so we would have missed this trade. And I set the auto up that way when my settings are 8:36, so it would have skipped this trade. Obviously, it was a big winner, but then we got one more signal right here. Here's your entry, stop behind the edge band, and that's a big winner. And something I don't show you a lot is you can run with a chop filter off. Let's take a look at that. Okay, here's with the chop filter off. We should have got this same trade. We would have passed on, big winner. And then got another one right here. Here's your signal, entry, and then obviously your target is a winner there. Stop up here. That's with the chop filter off. But yeah, that's the EdgeRunner manual signals. And don't forget, we got a new pricing structure now. And Apex is extending their 80%. Your code is PROEDGE. And we appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate everybody that's joined lately. And we will see you on the charts tomorrow.